soft to the year, things aren't going to get better in the rest of the year, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you start out bad, it stays bad. It doesn't get better. And by really the end of year to January 15th, you can tell on this side of the business, we've got to cut flowers, like you said, it's very predictable around holidays, but in this business, by January 15th, you know where it's going to end the year. There's not a lot you can do after the middle of January. It is done.
Yeah, and so then you're sort of looking ahead, and so, I mean, I guess the question is, I mean, again, it's all like sort of hangover phase. We've seen it in another business. We've seen it in so many businesses where, effectively, the sponsor has to accept, we're not going to make our IRR on this investment anymore because we've just, it's been too much attrition and acquisitions have just been poorly diligenced and executed. So the question is then, I look at this business and how they should be run, and it should be a case of, actually I've got, a series of production sites around the world. I've got very good KPIs in each production site. What is my gross margin per production site? Actually, what's the level of wastage? What's the sort of 3-year average and all of that? What can they produce? And all this would be, feeding into the stock levels at each site, where some of our sales guys be selling. Everything needs to be integrated, and it just sounds here that Dummen basically, and this goes back to what we're talking about at the start of the call, just got lazy, and so they made a bunch of acquisitions where it looked great in terms of we can provide this now into the North American market, and actually because I think this was Greenhouse magazine or whatever would say, actually this acquisition they've made, I mean, again, they've made some improvements, but it seems like it's basically window dressing and actually the quality of the site isn't great. And yet they go ahead with the acquisition and then lo and behold, it creates some problems. And I guess it all comes down to, can you integrate your business? Do you have the right distribution channels? And again, if you're picking things from various production sites, is that, do the poor or lower quality production sites just affect all your other sites? Because again, your consumers only facing Dummen, they don't know if it's coming from Ecuador or wherever or which production facility. And it just seems that that's really hurt their business model. And again, it all seems like it's fixable, but, to have two, I guess, failed sales seasons on the trot is quite a question mark around management.
Yeah, I think I don't know what the private equity situation is like in Europe, but in the United States, the economy is booming right now. So I think Dummen, they started this roll-up strategy in a time when people were paying the banks to give them, keep their money. And I think that environment certainly has changed in the United States, where you have to have a better business. So initially they were about building scale and top line as quickly as they can. And I think in this environment, they might have to actually demonstrate the ability to run this business a little bit before they sell it and take care of some of the issues that you've brought up around efficiencies of operations and integration, managing through KPIs and benchmarking against not only each of their facilities, but other industry standards that are out there. And that information is all out there.
Yeah, but again, I guess my main sort of takeaways from this call, I'm moving on for an hour now, but my main takeaways from this call are just in terms of how the US market works. It seems like it's concentrating, and again, I didn't ask the explicit question on, are the growers merging? My guess is that those channels will increasingly become more concentrated, more vertically integrated, and that's the big trend in the US market. And again, it seems with Dummen that that's a potential bit of upside, but it just seems that and the overarching theme seems to be they just need to get their house in order first, sort of get these production issues resolved, and then equally they played a big bet with buying a distribution business to try and fix things. I mean, again, it just seems that the company is not solving out the core issues. They're sort of taking medicine as and when they need to. And again, that raises a further question on management. But to your point, it just seems like everything here is fixable. The overall market is relatively attractive, particularly, in the sort of medium term. Longer term questions around, do people move to gardening, and these things can sort of move in trends. So
their problems are fixable. There's no question about that. Again, I don't know what their initial plan was, if they wanted to flip this thing before they had to fix it, but I think it's clear now they do. And the growers are concentrated. Big growers want to buy from big suppliers with a diverse portfolio. So Dummen is well positioned to supply the U.S. market successfully if they can solve their operational issues. Pretty straight.